When you're 5150, you know that time waits for no one. When you're 5150, you know that every second wasted keeps you further from your dreams. So forge on, chase that goal, be determined, be relentless. And when it starts to get crazy, live the madness. 5150, energy drinks, apparel. We're a way of life. 5150, drink it, wear it, live it.
Hey race fans, are you a fan of grassroots racing? Would you like to see more content from behind the scenes at the Madera Speedway? If so, you need to check out our YouTube channel, ShortTrackTV. ShortTrackTV is where you will find the behind the scenes action with documentaries of the race car drivers, old race footage, and other exciting and fun content from the Madera Speedway. Go to ShortTrackTV and subscribe today and enjoy some more great content from the fastest 1/3 mile in the West, the Madera Speedway.
But down to Kenny Shepard, who's going to introduce us to this broadcast here on MAV TV.
Race fans, welcome to Madera Speedway. You know, it's so strange. We're here sitting in the grandstands all by ourselves, missing our fans. But what we finally have on the racetrack right now is the 5150 Junior Late Model Series. 18 of the best kids in the nation getting ready to rock and roll here. Coming up later tonight, we've got 26 Nut Up Pro Late Models. This is going to be one of the best shows, and we're bringing it to you live on our live stream on ShortTrackTV in just a couple of minutes. We're switching over to Madera Racing on MAV TV. We're doing 2 broadcasts for you tonight. Hope you fans enjoy this show. We really miss you. We can't wait to have you back, but we hope you enjoy the live stream. We want to thank NutUp. Go to nutup.com, buy some products. They're helping us produce this. 5150 for putting up all the support, everything they do for the cars on the track. We'll show you here in just a couple of minutes. Again, I'm staring out across the racetrack, across empty grandstands, but there's some really big-time drivers out on the track right now. In just a few minutes, you're going to see, or a couple of hours actually, Nut Up Pro Late Models. Blazing hot here out back, Andy and Stephen Blakesley, but the action on the track, I bet, will be even hotter. Up to you guys.
Well, we couldn't be more excited to be joined by our good friend Outback Andy Foster. I'm Stephen Blakesley. We'll be bringing you along for this call, and for the first time ever, Outback, we're doing 5150 Junior Late Models on a live stream. The best stock car racing in the world is going to happen right here tonight on YouTube.
Yeah, we have the most talented 10 to 16-year-olds on the planet here at Madera Speedway. We have a full grid of cars tonight, and we got a lot of new drivers this year and some returning stars. So really looking forward to this event tonight. Stephen Blakesley just getting ready down here pre-grid to get this moving.
Yep, we have 26 Nut-Up Pro Late models, 18 5150 Junior Late models. We are going to have our Bandoleros versus Mini Cups as well, and just a whole host of excitement here at the Madera Speedway. We're proud to bring this one to you. I want to thank our friends at Nut-Up for making this one possible. And we're just about to get things into position for our opening ceremonies. And at this time, I'm going to throw it over to Ken Coventry for our invocation.
Everybody that's involved, we just don't know how to thank you so much other than the fact that we need you right now, as you know, the world needs you. So please bear with us, and hopefully that we'll be able to get through this. We ask these things in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
Well, we want to thank Ken for that, and now it's time for the play of our national anthem. We ask you all to please direct your attention to the American flag in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. And we also want to take this opportunity to recognize all of those that fight for our freedom all around the world, and also give a big thank you to all of our first responders who are fighting for our freedom here at home. And with that, it's time for the playing of our national anthem. Well, there's nothing more American than being at a racetrack with Lee Greenwood blaring over the speakers, and I guess also having an Australian to your right, Outback Andy Foster. Like we said earlier, just an exciting atmosphere here. We saw our drivers down on the front straightaway. It's so surreal not having race fans here. We saw everyone on the front straightaway in their masks and practicing social distancing. And so we're so glad to have all the fans around the world at home on YouTube who can tune in, because this is about the only way we can bring them to racing, right? It's so weird having the grandstands totally empty.
Yeah, it is. And what is even more weird is when we go to Victory Lane, when normally all the fans are cheering, and of course the crews are all down there celebrating with their driver. So it's different times, and we're making the best of it, and let's hope that everybody enjoys what we do.
Well, we have two more members of our broadcast team. One of them is standing by right now, and that's our own Jason Galvin, the NHRA dragster announcer extraordinaire, and he's standing by, and we'll throw it down to Jason Galvin.
Well, the wait has been long for these drivers, but we are finally ready to get underway here for season number 5, the 2020 season of the 5150 Junior Late Models here at Madera Speedway. And you can make an argument, Stephen and Outback, that This is the least experienced field we've seen since season 1. Only one driver in this field has ever won a junior late model race here at Madera Speedway. Bakersfield's Seth Wise, the championship runner-up a year ago, picked up his first career win in the season finale in 2019. It makes him, in many people's eyes, the odds-on favorite to win the championship this year, but he's been cool under pressure so far. Seems like he's totally prepared for those expectations, and there are plenty of talented drivers in this field ready to line up behind him, chase him down, and pick up their first wins while competing for a championship here in 2020. The wait's been long, but I know we're all ready to go. We'll be back with the green flag here on MAV TV.
Well, and as Jason noted,
$51.50 energy drink is the choice for those with a passion for life and a thirst to match. There are many obstacles in life that keep people from pursuing their dreams. But when you're 5150, you're able to use those hardships as motivation to push yourself. With the right mindset, anyone can achieve greatness, and 5150 can help get you there, offering much more than just a boost of energy. Our ingredients are carefully selected because of their health benefits. So not only does 5150 taste great, it also provides the body with the nutrients it needs to stay hydrated and energized. Our mission to provide a quality product is matched only by our commitment to making the world a better place. In partnership with the Carlos Vieira Foundation, efforts are made year-round to help the less fortunate. In fact, a portion of every can sold goes toward helping families that are living with autism. And at the heart of it all is passion. The passion to live life to its fullest, to chase your dreams, and to help others. Are you 5150?
we welcome you back here to Madera Speedway, and we're going to be throwing it down trackside to the newest member of our broadcast team, Olivia Mankey, from our junior late models, now to the TV side of the junior late models, is standing by on the front straightaway. And Olivia, let us know what you have to say about this main event coming up.
And Steven, back up to you.
Man, you did that shit. Good job.
Well, it sounds like that one's going to be recorded for our MAV TV broadcast as they were counting us down, and I think they went on the countdown, and we'll get her on the air in just a few moments for some words here. As Outback Andy Foster, one of the things that Jason Galvin made a big point about was he held up the number one to indicate we only have one race victory in our junior late models in this 18-car field, and it came in dramatic fashion in the season finale last year.
Yes, it did. Seth Wise getting the win and second in the championship last year. Of course, Joey East was the guy that he beat, and Joey's moved on to the pro late models this year. But yes, only one driver in this field has had a win on TV. We've had a couple of these guys that in the Madera local shows where we do some junior exhibition races that we've had, I think Calvin Hedgie has had a win. So, yep, it's all new this year, Stephen Blatesy.
It's all new and a new person on the mic. And now we're going to get to hear from our friend Olivia Mankey. Olivia, what do you see down there with our junior late models?
Hi, as you can see, I have the 5150 junior late models behind me. We have been dealing with extreme heat over this weekend. Temperatures have reached almost 104 degrees. You're going to see drivers dealing with tight cars and others driving with a loose car. It's going to be an interesting race for all 18 junior late model drivers. And Steven, back up to you.
Well, Olivia Mankey, a newest member of our broadcast team, and I hate to say Jason Galvin. I think they're a little younger, a little bit better looking down there. But anyway, a very cool crew because both of our broadcasters down there, Andy, have a lot of experience behind the wheel. Jason at Kern County, Olivia here at Madera. So we're going to get a lot of good insight tonight.
Yeah, Jason Galvin behind the wheel of a modified. And, of course, we're drawing on Olivia's experience as a junior late model racer. And she's going to maybe behind the wheel of a car this year. We're not sure. But right now doing some TV work for us. Look at that sight, Stephen Blakes. Isn't that an awesome picture on screen right now? You get that high above section. Full grid tonight of junior late models. And like Stephen said, only one driver has had a win before on TV, and that is Seth Wise. So a whole new crop trying to make their way to victory lane.
It's a good-looking field. We got drivers from all over the place. We got drivers from Colorado and Washington, and, of course, right here in California, drivers from Arizona, even drivers from Utah in this field. We also have a swell of female drivers in this field. The highest starting of the females, Kersey Young out of Bakersfield, who's going to start third with that blue chassis underneath her car. That is the same car that Buddy Shepard drove to 2 Madera Pro Late Model Championships. Now Kersey taking the reins of that car, and she's the highest of a very large and talented crop of females in our starting grid tonight.
And Kersey Young also was a member of our Junior Challenge Camp last year and did very, very well in the Junior Challenge Camp. And we expect big things this year from Kersey Young. It's time for her now to step up with this new car that she has and the experience of Buddy Shepard on helping out with that team. So, look, I think she's going to be in good hands this year.
Our MAV TV series was supposed to open on Saturday, March 14th with that sound right there, the sound of a full field of 5150 junior late models firing up their engines. Instead, here we are on Saturday, June 27th. Instead of 70-degree weather, it's 100-degree weather. Breezy, hot racetrack. It's going to be slick and a challenge. If it's your first time seeing a junior late model race before, this was the original stock car series in the world for drivers ages 10 to 16 years old. And Outback, we've had some pretty incredible alumni in this series.
Yes, we have. We've got Hallie Deegan, who's moved on to NASCAR World. Ryan Vargas has driven in our junior series, and he's moved on. So we got a lot of drivers as well. You can name some others.
Well, Jesse Love is the one that stands out, who picked up a victory today.
He did on a road course, in fact. So Jesse picking up on the ARCA series. So, yep, we're breeding some good drivers that are going to go to NASCAR.
So in a few moments, we'll be running through the starting lineup. Not quite yet. We also are probably going to hear from Jason Galvin one more time as well, perhaps. And just so awesome to see 18 junior late models here. A lot of new, fresh faces, some young ladies who are moving up the ranks. Just an incredible group of drivers. And, you have a lot of experience behind the wheel, Outback. How challenging is it going to be to race in these conditions tonight?
Well, yes, for some of these young kids, it's going to be hot in these cars. A lot of these kids that are out here today probably haven't driven a car in these sort of temperatures. If they have, it's been out practicing and just done shorter runs. Tonight they're in the car, and they have 2 segments to do it in tonight. So it's going to be hot. It's going to be different. And also remember, a lot of these kids come from things like quarter midgets and go-karts where you can put the car on the front hood of these cars. I often say that. And so, they've got the extra fender width of the car, the length of the car. It's hot, it's heavy, it's big. The brakes, maybe not work as well. So it's a whole different thing for these new kids.
Sounds like we might be hearing from Jason Galvin one more time here in just a moment, Outback. And the lay of the land, a 40-lap segment and a 30-lap segment for a 70-lap main event. Not only did we invent junior late model racing, we invented stage racing. Let's hear from Jason Galvin once again down there in Nut Up Turn 3.
Well, one thing to keep an eye on here tonight in the first 5150 junior late model race of the season is going to be the driver and track conditions. Now, why are we talking about this in round number 1? Well, it's late June because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Normally, we'd be on round 4 or 5 already. The drivers would be in top physical shape. The track would be worn in. Because of the pandemic, this is the first race. It's been well over 100 degrees here today. It's still in the mid-90s as we get ready for the green flag. That means a long afternoon and evening of racing in hot conditions with an awfully slick racetrack and race cars that have not been dialed in for racing. It's going to be really interesting to watch as we get ready to go, guys.
Welcome you along to round number 1 of the 5150 Energy Drink Junior Late Model Series. I'm Stephen Blakesley, joined by Outback Andy Foster. Well, let's take a look at the starting lineup, and on the front row, it'll be Bradley Erickson and Cole Brown.
Move to row 2, Kirsty Young and Jaden Walbridge.
Row 3, Brody Armtrout and Holly Clark.
Row 4 is Seth Wise and Cassidy Hines.
Row 5, Calvin Heggie and Cody Kimmerly.
You're to row 6, Jake Bowman and Cade McClenny.
Row 7, Brody Moore and Robbie Keneally.
Row 8, Casey Klein and Carly Eith.
Row 9, Cale McClenny and Kenna Mitchell. And Outback, we have 5 onboard cameras, including the 71 of Jake Bowman.
Yes, we do. We have the camera on Seth Wise, the 87 entry.
The 07W of Jaden Walbridge, that should be an exciting camera.
Yes, it will, along with Kirsty Young carrying a camera in the 17 car.
And your pole sitter will carry a camera, so he'll have a clear view in front of him for the start, and that's Bradley Erickson. And one of the drivers we talked about just a moment ago, the 19K, Kylie Eith, out of Utah. We haven't had very many Utah drivers in this field, have we?
No, we haven't. Most of our drivers do come from California, Nevada, but we do have drivers from all over the country getting ready to double these cars up, Stephen Blakesley.
And you may notice it's bright, it's sunny, it's warm. If you're tuning in on MAV TV, a very late start for our season. We had a bit of a delay as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. This will mark round 1, and 9 rounds later, down in October, on October 17th, we'll be crowning our 2020 Junior Late Model Champion. Only one race win in this field. It's Bakersfield's Seth Wise. He'll go to work from position number 7. For Jaden Walbridge, your fast time qualifier, he will start out of position number 4 after his 4th career fast time, and that is in the last 6 races. So he's been on a bit of a tear as of late in qualifying, and next time around, it's finally time for Junior Late Model racing.
Yes, it is. Talking of Seth Wise, second in the points last year, right behind Joey East. So Seth Wise is one of the guys to really watch. A lot of drivers stepping up their program this year, getting these cars in the line. This would be, for a lot of these drivers out on the racetrack tonight, their first ever green flag. They've been out on practice. They have not run in any form of races in these late models. As Erickson brings them around turn 4, you'll see that cone zone down there, and they want a fender ahead, so we'll see how that goes. We did get the double green from Flaggy Frank.
Yeah, Bradley Erickson leads him down into turn number 1, and the 07 of Jaden Walbridge has already knifed to the bottom, and Walbridge looking up the inside of Cole Brown for second.
Yeah, we've got a couple of 17 cars in there. One of them is Holly Clark. So the young ladies, Holly Clark in the 17, and the car with the pink numbers, that is Kirsty Young.
Yep, both of those drivers from the Junior Late Model Challenge camp, but we'll keep our cameras on the battle for second. Jaden Walbridge, he started 4th. Didn't take him very long to move forward, Outback.
No, it did not, making the moves. And so far, so good. All of our cars getting through these first couple of laps. The 07 looking really good out there tonight. Stephen Blakesley, Jaden Walbridge.
So right now it's Erickson leading on Walbridge, Cole Brown, and like we said, the battle is between the females and the 17 cars. That black and red 17 is Holly Clark. The white, pink, and blue frame number 17 is Kirsty Young out of Bakersfield. And safe to say, high expectations for Kirsty Young this year.
Yes, there is high expectations when you're in the next Buddy Shepherd car and you have Buddy Shepherd out there helping you. You got to get going. Kirsty Young, this is a very improved Kirsty Young, even in these early laps. Stephen Blakesley looking into qualifying and practice today. Big leaps and bounds from Kirsty Young this year.
We saw a move going on right in front of us on that speed shot. Seth Wise is finally starting to grab hold, got around the 19 of Brody Armtrout.
Yep. That moves Brody Armtrout is in the Matt Erickson prepared car, the 19 entry. These junior late models getting around here in pretty good pace tonight.
Now for the 87 of Seth Wise, the 17 of Kirsty Young, they are both out of Bakersfield. They both started in bandos, and they are also the best of friends.
They are the best of friends, and they're on the racetrack now. Although Seth Wise might be starting to use that bumper to let his friend know, hey, I'm coming down here and look for a way through. Clean and green so far at Madera Speedway. Stephen Blakesley at lap number 7. We have gone clean and green, and the new junior's doing a great job out there too.
Well, Bradley Erickson, I don't believe had led a lap yet in this series last year, and that is true. So he's getting his first laps led. And for all the success that Jaden Walbridge had in qualifying for his second place car, he only led 3 laps last year. So 3 fast times and 3 laps led. Why is that?
Yes,
well, here we go. Seth Wise.
Seth Wise now gets to the inside of Kersey Young. Kersey Spotter would have been on board telling her, hey, Seth's coming, and Seth's a little faster. So Kersey just lets Seth through. And that's a wise move. She should tag on the back of Seth Wise. Seth has more experience in these cars, and just follow Seth through now.
Well, one of the things we were going to talk about is that the top 6 are redrawn contact.
Bowman gets into Hedgie. Bowman into Hedgie. Hedgie already has damage to the hood on that 48 car.
So Jake Bowman and Calvin Hedgie coming together for a caution flag here on lap number 11. 11 down, still 59 to go, with Bradley Erickson leading the way. More 5150 Junior Late Model Racing after this on MAV TV. And you know, Outback, one of the things we were going to talk about is the top 6 cars make the redraw. And you wonder, well, how can Jaden Walbridge have all these fast times and only 3 laps led? Well, you don't get to start on the pole with fast time tonight. 4th for Seth Wise, one of several very strong cars out back that missed the redraw. Wise 7th. Another one I wanted to point out is Cody Kimmelly 10th. And then the driver in that incident, Jake Bowman out back, starting 11th. That's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, that's an 8 Clown Motorsports car. So you would expect Jake, this is his second year. I would have expected better than 11th in qualifying for Jake Bowman. But obviously they missed the setup on that, and he is trying to race his way through. Hedgie has some damage. So Hedgie has obviously had that nose of that Camaro into the back of someone's bumper earlier in this, and Hedgie's car is blowing out a ton of steam out of this car. So that car is running very, very hot. And they've been prone to getting overheating problems with that 48 entry.
So tonight we have the Nut Up Biggest Mover Award, where you'll get a free car entry for the next race for the Junior Late Model driver that gains the most spots. And roughly the driver on the move right now is the 1K of Robbie Keneally. Started this race 14th. That was a bit of a surprise. And Robbie Keneally is going to restart this one in 10th, as the 71 of Jake Bowman has been dropped to the rear, and that'll move Keneally up to 10th.
Yeah, Keneally moves up, like you said, from that 14th starting position. Really impressed with Bradley Erickson in this early running of this event. Very, very strong. I know he would love to get to victory lane. Seth Wise now has moved up, and that will put Seth Wise in that 5th position, I believe. Holly Clark doing a good job in the 17 car too, Stephen Blakesley. Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV. I'm Outback Andy, my partner Stephen Blakesley. Well, we've had that yellow because Calvin Hedgie ended up facing the wrong way down in a nice right turn. Bradley Erickson leading the 07 of Jaden Walbridge. But keep an eye on that row 3, those Bakersfield kids.
Well, and Bradley
Good
Erickson
start,
picked
too.
the inside for this restart, Andy. And you know who didn't get away very well is the 17 of Holly Clark, and that's going to bring the 87 of Seth Wise up to 4th. Brody Armtrout going underneath for 5th as well. Battle is for the lead. Side by side, Erickson will clear Walbridge, and it'll be Erickson, Walbridge, Brown, Wise, and Armtrout, your top 5.
It's just how many positions Holly Clark is going to lose. She got hung out to dry on the outside and absolutely freight trained Stephen Blakesley. I believe she's back in about 8th place right now as the 22 car puts down another lap with a super fast 1/3 mile.
Looks
As we
like-
have the 17 now, Kersey Young, muscling the back of Brody Armtrout. Armtrout got a pretty good start on that last restart, Stephen Blakesley.
Yeah, Armtrout trying to march his way forward, started this main event a little bit deeper in the order. So Armtrout actually started 5th, so he's running where he started. Started 5th, runs fifth, but you got a strong car like the 17 of Kersey Young right behind him.
Well,
That's
Kersey got
tough
hung
customer.
up when Holly Clark was slow away. Unfortunately, that hung up for Kersey Young. She made the best of it, was able to get down to the inside, but did lose that spot to Brody Armtrout, and she may get it back coming down here because, tell you what, she is looking very, very racy in that 17 car, the young lady from Bakersfield.
Well, she has some good people in her corner. Dickie Shepard, Buddy Shepard, and Austin Edwards all helping this weekend on that car, the former Buddy Shepard championship car in the Pro Lane Model Series. And you really, outside of Mike Nate, can you think of a better group to have in your corner here at Madera?
I tell you what, I was watching coming out of turn 2 last time. Kersey Young had a ton of wheel. She had that car pointed right towards the wall, so that car may be a little free out there right now.
Well, Kersey Young's the leading female, but right behind her is the 88 car of Cassidy Hines out of Colorado, who is in the 7th position right now and making her first start in the series, driving for Nate Clark Motorsports. Anytime you take over a Nake number 88, the expectations are sky high on that SunWest Services entry. Former pro truck racer at Colorado making her debut, and the 16-year-old is up to 7th right now.
Yeah, look at this. The battle now hots up between that 04 of Cole Brown and Bakersfield, Seth Wise. Wise second in points last year, drives to the inside of Brown. That is a smooth move from Seth Wise. Seth on the move now as he moves up to 3rd place on the racetrack, and that's probably where we expect him to be up in the top 3 pretty quick tonight.
Yep, he went from 7th to 3rd, so he's made up for that qualifying trouble. We got a car slow on the back straightaway. It's the 78 of Brody Moore. Meanwhile, things are getting hot and heavy for the lead. Couple black and white cars. The 22 of Erickson, the 07 of Walbridge out back are nose to tail coming up. And Brody Moore needs to steer that car in the infield, but he's staying on the track. We stay green. And the leaders, look at this battle going on here on our MAV TV cameras.
Yeah, we got a great battle between Erickson and Walbridge. Walbridge is closing down Erickson before the last restart. Erickson had kind of skipped away to a 3 or 4 car length lead, but Walbridge now is closing, and I tell you what, trouble for the leaders because we're about to go yellow here, but Seth Wise was closing in on the 2 leaders, Stephen.
Yep, Colorado's Brody Moore, another graduate from Bandolero Racing, after multiple laps off the pace, comes to a stop in the middle of the back straightaway. That will negate the advantage the top 2 had built up. Over 3rd place, Seth Wise. Restart coming up here for Madera Racing on MAV TV. Well, back Andy, we're 23 down, 47 to go. And arguably, when you look down the order from experience level and know-how and the equipment, I don't think there's a whole lot of big surprises in your top 5 or 6. It's Bradley Erickson, Jaden Walbridge, Seth Wise, Cole Brown, who has a lot of experience in both late models and modifieds, our camper Kersey Young, and the Roseville champion Brody Armtrout. That top 6 is kind of showing their experience on the rest of the field. And really quickly out back, remember the 71 of Bowman had to restart at the rear along with Calvin Hedgie. Bowman is up to 12th. Hedgie up to 15th. So they have found the sledding a bit more difficult. And a quick tip of the hat to Kylie Eath is in 10th place in her debut at Madera.
That's great. Great news for that young lady racer. Tell you what, we got anything going on with the messages to us? I've got one. A guy in Australia watching Have a Chat, my former crew chief on my race car and good buddy in the towing industry, Brad Lane, Have a Chat from Brisbane, Australia watching us, so that's good news.
Well, we have over 500 people watching live, getting that great shot of the hood up on Brody Moore's car. And
Calvin Hedgie has pulled the 48 car to the infield. So not sure if he is out of the race. They're going to go under the hood of this car. Notice that car was getting very, very hot before on the last restart when he got turned around. They were squirting a whole bunch of water out. So we're getting ready to double these cars up.
Lights are off. They're going green this time by here on MAV TV. It's Bradley Erickson on the inside, Jaden Walbridge on the outside. And that was probably the right decision by Erickson. He'll nose ahead of Walbridge down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Erickson took the high, well, he's put up on the high line, but I tell you what, Erickson is just holding out Walbridge. Walbridge on the outside. They touched coming out of turn number 2. Wise is right there. It'll be interesting to see what Wise does as we drive down into nice right turn. That was a pretty good entry for Seth Wise. Now Wise is moving around trying to find a way past.
Well, and Cole Brown fought off the 17 of Kersey Young, so the top 6 remains unchanged at the moment. I think the battle will be for second when Seth Wise gets to the back bumper is Jaden Walbridge. Cassie Hines solidly in 7th. 8th is Holly Clark. 9th for Keneally. 10th for Cade McClenny. That's your top 10 right now. And the battle is going to be for second, I do believe, Andy.
Yes, it is. The battle for second between Seth Wise. Once again, this is the best 10 to 16-year-olds on planet Earth here at Madera Speedway, the original Junior Late Model Series. And Erickson leads Walbridge and Wise. Wise is probably wise to just ride around. Remember, they're going to get to the break, and then that last segment, you really shoot it out. So they got time to tune up these cars during the break. Kersey Young has done a good job out there. Kersey's actually fallen back to 6th place on the racetrack. Armtrout is in front of her.
Well, Kersey Young is going the wrong direction. She got upstairs and got passed by the 19 of Brody Armtrout. And now she'll be passed by the 88 car of Cassidy Hines. And if she's not careful, here comes the other 17 of Colorado's Holly Clark. So the Colorado girls are trying to go 2 for 1 on Kersey Young. We have 3 female drivers under a blanket just outside the top 5. Great shot, that new speed shot in turn 1. We're 29 down, make it 30 down, 10 to the break, Andy.
Yeah.
And a good battle right here.
Kersey Young's going to need to get that car to the inside because she is just losing position after position right now. Is running strong inside the top 5 before that last restart. Kind of single-filed out up front. Well, really single-file all over the racetrack right now.
I don't know.
But
Seth Wise is edging
he's gone to
forward.
the inside.
Wise looking to the inside of Jaden Walbridge, side by side, nose to nose for the second spot. Seth Wise has it, and I think Walbridge kind of let that one go and got back in line. It kind of looked that way to me, Andy.
Yeah, Flaggy Frank also had a couple of flags out there that he was tapping, getting pretty animated to Seth Wise and Walbridge.
We'll keep an eye on the lap times to see if Wise can start to run down Erickson. It's as if Bradley Erickson got a little note from his crew because he just ran his fastest lap of the main event. So he must know Wise is on the charge. We'll take a look this time by as Wise just knocked off a 10.5 on Bradley Erickson. He's definitely coming towards him. Now, how hard do you need to push the envelope at the line? We're 5 to go to the break. Do you think Wise will go for it or he'll ride home in second?
Well, the big question is, we know that the 22 car of Erickson has been very good on the inside. Seth Wise will know that he'll probably get put to the outside for the restart when we go back green after the break. So Wise wants to get going. Wise probably wants that inside and put Erickson to the outside because all we've seen Erickson do, he's been kind of a one-trick pony staying down on the inside. And that would be playing on that 22. Like you said, they told him to get a move on. They knew Wise got through very easy. 1 lap to go.
Well, we are 3 to go, 1 mile to the break. And that looks like Wise is going to go for it here. They may have a little bit of lap traffic to deal with before this one is over as well. We take a break at lap 40 for adjustments on the front straightaway. We'll hear from our drivers, from Olivia Mankey and from Jason Galvin. And then a 30-lap run for the money. And this battle for the lead is fixing to go all the way to the wire. Contact.
Wise loosens up. Erickson that time gets to the inside of him this time.
I can't believe that.
That's pretty textbook. Brian Herzog always says,
Seth Wise takes the lead.
Loosen him up, but don't spin him. And that was textbook Brian Herzog driving style for Seth Wise, I tell you what.
Well, Seth Wise is going to see the checkered flag from
right
Flaggy
as
Frank.
that traffic was coming too in front of him. So Wise will take segment 1 from Bradley Erickson. Jaden Walbridge, Cole Brown, and Brody Armstrong rounds out your top 5. What a great first half, and what a great way to start the 5150 entering Junior Late Model Series here on MAV TV.
And we'll be hearing from our drivers. We'll also be hearing from Jason Galvin and Olivia Mankey here in just a few moments. And wow, that was a bit of a surprising maneuver. I was wondering, for our race fans watching our live stream, what do you think of that maneuver just now from Seth Wise on the 22 of Erickson? We'll be interested in that.
Let us know for sure.
Well, and I think Bradley Erickson's going to let us know in the interview as well. Remember, this is a 40-lap opening segment with a 30-lap closing segment, 70 laps total. We had a few questions. We're trying to emphasize that as often as we can, Andy. But we do have over 500 people watching, so more than likely a lot of first-time viewers to our program. So the cars are going to stop to our right, and then the crews are going to go to work. The driver's going to be brought up to the start-finish line.
That'll be the top 5.
And you've done this before. They're going to have masks on and use a microphone stand,
Yeah,
right?
they use we'll have a microphone down there. We'll have, it'll be a double stand. One will go back to our pit area so the crews down there can hear what they got to say. The other one will go straight to our TV cameras. So we're going to get those mic stands set up. So we're just going to move a couple of cars backwards. I see the 7 down there, Kenny Mitchell and Klein. We're just going to move them back behind the start line. Crews go to work now on these cars, make the adjustments. Seth Wise is out of the car, and we'll hear very soon from him with Jason Galvin.
So I was just mentioning that you kind of know what to do. They're asking for your help to get things set up down there trackside with the microphones. We're going to send the track wireless down there as well, and Andy Foster is going to help get this thing set up. And we're going to go to commercial in just a few moments, and then we'll be back with our interviews as the drivers emerging from their cars, talking over the adjustments they'd like made to their cars. Saw a couple cars overheating when they came to a stop, and we'll be hearing from our drivers in a few moments.
iPull is California's #1 destination for self-service auto parts. Why? Only iPull offers a free 60-day cashback guarantee on our parts. We also buy old cars, wrecked cars, and junk cars, so our customers have access to the parts they want and need. We pay cash for these cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, whether they're running or not. Towing is available. Call us at 855-470-CASH. iPull Auto Parts, a better way to buy auto parts guaranteed. Open daily at 8 a.m. with locations in Fresno, Stockton, and in Pomona.
Personalized advice, precision, and speed, whether purchasing a home or looking to refinance. This is what RPM Mortgage delivers to you. Home loans fast. With our new Home on Time application, we have seamlessly integrated technology into our lending process, allowing you to submit your information in just minutes from any device, anywhere. You can even do it right from the track. If you are looking for a home loan at an accelerated speed, visit rpmwins.com. RPM is the proud title sponsor of the Pro Late Model Series at the Madera Speedway.
What you say we do a little day.
Good times begin with the cool, refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Made with real brewed tea and just a touch of lemon. Wherever you decide to unwind, make sure you do it with a twist.
Day drinking, yeah, some day drinking.
Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Unwind with a twist.
When you're 5150, you know that time waits for no one. When you're 5150, you know that every second wasted keeps you further from your dreams. So forge on, chase that goal, be determined, be relentless. And when it starts to get crazy, live the madness. 5150, energy drinks, apparel. We're a way of life. 5150, drink it, wear it, live it.
We're back here to Madera Racing on MAV TV, our Madera Speedway live stream, and had some folks commenting saying that there are some great driving skills and some serious talent in this field. Well, I have to agree with that. And the bumper was from way back in the corner and came in quickly, so a lot of people giving a lot of credit to that move from Seth Wise. And in a moment, we'll be hearing from Seth Wise and from Bradley Erickson, and we'll get their take. And someone said they have no idea how these young drivers do this. I have to agree wholeheartedly. I have no idea. I myself could never do this. Racing at 105-degree weather. They took the green flag at just about the hottest part of the night. And these guys have to do it for another 30 laps. So looking forward to Farm Trout, your top 5 at the moment. Still third up biggest mover award. So there's a lot of prizes, and it looks like our driver, Seth Wise, is just about in position. And it looks like it's just about time to throw it down there to Jason Galvin. We're going to hear from our race leader here on Madera Racing on MAV TV.
Down here on the front straightaway at the lap 40 break with your leader, Seth Wise. And Seth, you had to drive through the field. I know that wasn't the qualifying start that you wanted here for this first race of the season, but an incredible run to the front. How'd you get to the lead so quick?
You know, we had a horrible qualifying few laps, but car's pretty hooked up. I like it, and we got contact a little bit, but it's rolling really good, and I'm happy with it.
30 laps left here on the opening race of the year, and I can see how hot it is for you. You can just see it on your face right now. How do you maintain your cool with so much heat in the race car right now?
You know, it's really hard. All I got is my water bottle and a little engine thing going on. But, you know, other than that, it's just blistering, but having fun doing it.
Good luck.
Good. Thank you.
And Seth Wise seemed pretty happy with his race car with 30 laps to go. And now the guy that we're really looking forward to hearing from is Bradley Erickson, who's stepping up to the microphone right now. And we're going to throw it back down there to Jason Galvin to hear from our second place car here on MAV TV.
You're not in second place.
Right?
Huh?
I wish. I said I wish.
You're in fourth, right? Third. Fourth. Yeah. Are we good? Cole Brown down here in. Are we good to go on Cole's interview? I just heard that. Down here with fourth place, Cole Brown here. Cole, at the break, you got 3 cars in front of you and 30 laps to do it. How are you going to get to the front?
Well, thankfully to my team and all the crew that's been here helping me out this weekend, the Doss crew and Dale Dodds and my dad. The car just came into us at the end of this last run, and he asked what I needed, and I said, I don't need anything. I just want to see how it goes to the end. And I feel like we got a pretty good piece to at least get it up into second and then hopefully charge for the lead.
It's a good time to have your car come to you. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a whole lot of experience in our junior late models, but has a lot of modified and full-size car experience, and a driver with some pretty high expectations this year stepping up to the microphone. Our fast time qualifier today, Jaden Walbridge, and we'll throw it back down to Jason Galvin.
And with our third place driver here, Oregon's Jaden Walbridge. Jaden, you got up there and battled for the lead for a little bit there with the 22 car. Then Seth Wise came up and got around both of you. Do you have anything for the 87 car in the second half of this race?
Yeah, I think so. We were really saving there. You know, we got on the outside, everything single restart, so that definitely didn't help us. But I thought I did a pretty good job staying up there with them. And I knew once Seth got by me, he was going to move him for the lead. So I was just saving there towards the end. I want to start on the inside anyways. The top isn't that good right now. It might be later. So I think I got something for him.
Right, Jaden Walbridge gets to restart where he wants here from third place.
Well, and like Jaden Walbridge said, you want to restart on the bottom, so he seems pretty happy to be in third place. And we have one more driver to interview, a young man who has a lot of experience up in the northern part of the state in junior late models and now has the very potent Matt and Rick Erickson team helping him with his race car and with his setup. And that driver is a driver with a super cool name as well, Brody Armtrout. But it looks like Armtrout has been replaced and they've stepped up a new driver. It looks like Bradley Erickson has stepped up, and we'll throw it back down trackside.
Place, let us know. Down here with second place, Bradley Erickson. Bradley, first off, got to ask you, got out of the car there, you had a little bit of a nosebleed going on. Are you okay?
I'm all good now. Thank you.
Dominated this race for 39 laps, and Seth Wise came up and got you there on the last lap before the break. What do you need to get back around the 87 car?
We just need to free up the car in the center and not be so loose off. I think that'd help a ton in running down the 87 car.
Bradley Erickson trying to win his first race here to Open 2020.
All right, now we got to hear from Bradley Erickson, our second place car, and it looks like we have one more driver to interview down there. And Dave Sabota, Jason Galvin, Zachary, the whole gang down there, they've been kind of playing musical chairs with their driver interviews. And I think we have one more driver to talk to down there. And then we'll get this thing back underway here for our 5150 junior late models. Now we're going to hear from Brody Armtrout, who comes all the way from Smartsville. Let's throw it back down there trackside here in just a moment.
We are standing down here on the grid with fifth place, Brody Armtrout. How's the track with it being so hot out today? How's your car feeling?
The track feels really weird today. Coming out the corners, it seems really loose. And entering, we're having some problems, but we're working through it. It looks like all the cars today are having a lot of problems, but we will get through it.
Brody, do you believe you have a shot for first tonight?
Yeah, we're doing some adjustments right now that'll help me get through the corner, and hopefully that will give me enough drive to get up to the front.
Thank you. That was Brody Armtrout hoping to get to the front tonight.
On the racetrack continue, and with 30 laps to go, a lot of racing left here in our 5150 junior late models. Round number 1 from Madera Speedway to continue after this on MAV TV.
When you're 5150, you know that time waits for no one. When you're 5150, you know that every second wasted keeps you further from your dreams. So forge on, chase that goal, be determined, be relentless. And when it starts to get crazy, live the madness. 5150, energy drinks, apparel. We're a way of life. 5150, drink it, wear it, live it.
Hey race fans, are you a fan of grassroots racing? Would you like to see more content from behind the scenes at the Madera Speedway? If so, you need to check out our YouTube channel, ShortTrackTV. ShortTrackTV is where you will find the behind-the-scenes action with documentaries of the race car drivers, old race footage, and other exciting and fun content from the Madera Speedway. Go to ShortTrackTV and subscribe today and enjoy some more great content from the fastest 1/3 mile in the West, the Madera Speedway.
Joey East, we call him the Beast.
This is the special about Joey East, a young farm boy that transforms himself into a champion. Joey East began racing after his grandpa bought a quarter midget for them, and with a bag of tools in the back of an open bed pickup, they went racing.
I just felt really confident in my car and try to win as many as we can.
We didn't expect it to go where it did. I'm a farmer, I don't know what racing's supposed to look like, but
he slips that helmet on and he turns into a madman. I mean, you would not believe that's the same kid driving a car as it is when you talk to him. So very polite, raised very well, very good manners. But when he gets in the car, kind of leaves that back at the truck.
It's kind of amazing. It's almost like when he puts the helmet on, he becomes who he really wants to be.
But also able to have that consistency without having to push himself beyond the limits and being able to make a race car stay all the way to the end of these 70-lap races.
And this time it's Joey East picking up his first championship in the 5150 Energy Drink Junior Late Model Series.
My first memory is fishing, honestly. We were winning trout tournaments when I was, 8, 9 years old, so it was cool. We had just come off a really, really stellar year, had 2 tournament wins. I think we got a check almost every tournament, if not every tournament. We took Angler of the Year for our region, and then we went up to Lake Oroville, and we won that TOC. Leading up to that tournament, I had started dabbling in prescription painkillers. I can remember the night before that tournament, taking a handful of pills to go to bed that night. I went 7 years of just causing mayhem, and I mean, oh my gosh, ruining every relationship I had,
If a guy's willing to share his tragedy and open up and help somebody else either avoid going down that road or pull them out of that addiction, the trickle-down effect of that is you have no idea.
The thing I like about Ryan is that he gives back to the community.
We need to keep these kids involved. We need to get them out there. We need to educate them so they can take this on and teach their kids and grandkids, because this needs to continue. Fishing has completely saved my life.
Welcome back to the Madera Speedway live stream. It's the round number 1 for 2020 of the 5150 Energy Drink Junior Late Model Series. If you've just joined us on air, I am Stephen Blakeslee, my partner in the booth.
Well, I hope you're not Stephen Blakeslee.
I'm back, Andy. Stephen Blakeslee is my partner in the booth. Hey, what a great race. For those that have just joined us, they missed an absolute sensational 40 laps, and I guess people are talking about it online there, Stephen.
Well, yeah, a lot of people are talking. We have 520 people watching, and this is a cool live shot as the boom goes up above the speedway. I love that. Our producers and also our promoter, Kenny Shepard, pulling that one up for us. But so pleased to have 520 people watching, and we all know that normally is more than one person. With grandma, grandpa, aunts, and uncles, we probably got well over 1,000 people watching, so it almost feels like a regular Madera Speedway day.
Yeah, we got people watching, which is great news. And any special comments there, Stephen Blakeslee?
Well, a lot of people rooting for Seth Wise, and a lot of people that really like that move by Seth Wise as well.
That move came from Wise. Wise's crew was on the microphone saying, hey, you want to start on the inside, don't get hung out to dry. Saw what happened to your Bakersfield friend Kirsty Young on the start. She got hung out to dry, so the intensity turned up, and Erickson, his crew would have been saying try and protect the bottom, but Seth Wise very, very strong.
So the driver in the catbird seed, we heard about it in the interviews, is the 07 of Jaden Walbridge, fast time qualifier. He is going to restart on that inside line at a position number 3 with 30 to go. He's in a real good position here to challenge with Seth Wise.
Yes, he is. you want to get that inside starting spot. One driver we haven't talked a lot about, and that's Cole Brown. Stephen Blakeslee. Cole Brown, let's see where he started during this race. He started out in position 2, sitting in 4th at the moment, and that's probably not a spot I'd like to start on the outside of row 2. There's a whole bunch of drivers behind you. Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV. Run number 1 of the 2020 5150 Endurance Junior Late Model Series. If you just joined us in your chairs at home, I'm Outback Andy, Stephen Blakeslee with me. What a great race so far, Stephen.
Incredible race. Seth Wise has only led 1 lap, but it was that final lap of this opening 40-lap segment, and he's going to bring them down alongside Bradley Erickson, Jaden Walbridge, Cole Brown, and the 19 of Brody Armstrong, your top 5. Here we go. We're back underway.
Yes, we are. You can see that 07 was keen to get going, tucked up behind the 87. But I tell you what a great run around the outside from the 22 of Bradley Erickson. He is sticking with Seth Wise.
Well, and that's not easy with the track conditions tonight. He swoops wide out of 4, and Wise is going to lead that lap, but Erickson's going to tuck right back in on the bottom here on lap 41, and top 6 cars break away, and battle is for 3rd now. Walbridge on the inside of the 04, Cole Brown for 3rd.
Yes, it is, and we had some sort of problem down the back. I believe Bowman
he
bobbled
stopped
up the back of the field, and I tell you what, we got a car that's slow on the racetrack. This will probably bring a yellow here.
Oh, man, all the expectations on the 71 of Jake Bowman out back. He started this race deep in the order in 11th, a huge surprise for that Nate Clark Motorsports team. Then he had those fisticuffs with Calvin Hedgie trying to come through the field, and now a mechanical problem or something.
And I believe Kersey Young caught a piece of that. I see Kersey's car, a lot of damage to the front. Wow.
Lots of things to sort out here between Kersey Young and Jake Bowman. Here was still quite a long ways to go in this main event. More to come here for our junior late models on MAV TV.
Well, Jake Bowman continues to roll. Right rear tire is down on Bowman's car. I'm not sure if that happened during the roll-up lap to the green, because he all of a sudden bottled up the field. I caught it off camera.
Well, they were coming down the front straightaway, and he was completely pitched sideways with the top 6 driving away, and the whole second half of the pack all mired up. And I wonder if he had some contact with the 17 of Kersey Young, perhaps. Her right rear is all used up like she hit the wall. Telltale signs that she hit the wall.
Yeah, Kersey Young, I believe, got a piece of the wall coming out of turn 2. It was pretty hot action there. That's a right rear that is flat on the Bowman car. So the Nate Clower team will go to work. That's, in fact, the whole side of that car. So that may have been Bowman that was up in the wall in the turn 2. That's out of 5150 turn.
So we'll reset the lineup. It's going to be the 87 of Wise, the 22 of Erickson. He held on to second and slid in between himself, or in between Wise and Walbridge. So Erickson's going to have to restart on the outside yet again. More than likely have to think Seth Wise will pick the bottom. Then the 04 of Cole Brown, the 19 of Brody Armstrong, 17C of Holly Clark, 88 of Cassidy Hines in her debut in the series. The newly rebuilt 05 of Kay McClenny. How about the 19 of Kylie Eath out of Utah is in 9th place, and Kale McClenny is going to round out the top 10. Kersey Young doesn't necessarily look like she's going to restart, Andy, and this race might restart without her. Jake Bowman's going to rejoin the field. And we welcome you back along here on MAV TV for round number 1 of the Junior Late Model Series. Apparently an incident between Jake Bowman and Kersey Young brought out this caution. Bowman has continued on. Kersey Young has not, and that's heartbreaking after a good start for her.
Yes, it is. Kersey Young damage to the rear of that car, but something stopped. The crew raced down to the exit of pit lane as we are about to go green here. Cam Wise get a dream start once again. Yes, he does. Erickson to the outside. We saw last time Erickson got a good run out of turn 2 and does the same thing this time. So Erickson, we didn't see him go to the outside much in the first half, but he is forced up there right now with Seth Wise picking that inside.
And Wise the lead, lap number 43. Now Erickson needs to get to the bottom quickly, and he does. He'll fill that hole in front of Walbridge, and Cole Brown needs to fill the hole behind Walbridge as well, because the 19 of Brody Armstrong ready to capitalize. Now Armstrong and Cole Brown have raced together a little bit in some of the other junior late model series, and they're about to go side by side for 4th.
Yes, they are. Looks like Armstrong, the champion, is trying to get to the inside of Cole Brown. Brown fends him off on the outside at the moment. But
that's impressive.
Amtrak ran a local Madera late model race last weekend. They did quite a bit of damage to the front of that 19 car last week. So their Matt Erickson crew have worked hard through the week to get that car ready for this TV race.
And things are not going to get any easier for the 19 of Brody Armstrong. He couldn't quite get around Cole Brown, and now he's got to play a little defense because he's got that Nate Clower, number 88 of Cassidy Hines, right behind him. Yep. So we'll keep an eye on the young Brody Armstrong. We talked about this at length. Matt and Rick Erickson, they tore through that car, made all kinds of improvements. He had a great qualifying, made the redraw, started 5th, and he runs 5th right now. He hails out of a really cool town. It's called Smartsville.
That's right.
Right up there in the Grass Valley, Nevada City area. So many great drivers from that part of the country. Of course, Brad Sweet, Alexander Rossi, and he'd like to add his name to the list. And there's a look at Colorado's Cassidy Hines and Colorado's Holly Clark, the battle of the Colorado drivers.
Yeah, the Colorado drivers hanging out there back in, I believe that would be position 6 and 7 on the racetrack. And that is led by Cassidy Hines.
Couple of really high-quality crew chiefs there. You got Mike Nake on the 88, Charlie Wilson on the 17. So that's your Pro Late Model Champion crew chief and Junior Late Model Champion crew chief.
One car goes around.
Kylie Eve, the driver out of Utah.
Kylie Eve goes around
and she's unable to continue.
Heath did a good job to keep it off the inside wall. We'll go yellow and give you a chance to take a 5150 energy break on MAV TV. We'll be back with the restart real soon.
So 50 laps down, out back 20 to go. And once again, Bradley Erickson still in the number 2 hole. And he has tried to put the charge to Seth Wise a couple times.
Yeah, Seth got away that time. Once it was clear, you don't know how much Seth's pushing that car. You know, Seth probably trying to save the stuff for the last 10 laps because I believe we're going to see things really hot up in that last 10 laps, Stephen Blakesley.
So we have some folks tuning in. Donna Hines, who I got to imagine has some relation to Cassidy Hines. Someone named Shaggy is tuned in.
Shaggy.
Want to say hello to Davey51, watching from Arcadia, California. Want to say hello to Dylan Baptista, who's rooting for Seth Wise, so a Bando driver rooting for a fellow Bando graduate. Rosa says Seth Wise all the way. There are a lot of Seth Wise fans on here. Ted Hill. Also, Jim Drake, who is watching in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And Jim Drake, I have to give you my condolences because I've heard that track in Myrtle Beach might be going by the wayside in a couple of years. But he says, let's go, Brody, number 19. So we'll see if Brody Armstrong.
Brody's going to start out of row 3 for the restart.
Inside, which is good.
Yeah, and that's going to put Cassidy Hines to the outside. And the 2 McClenny cars on the racetrack running together as well. The crew from Bakersfield.
Wow, what a tough break for Kersey Young in the infield. Still haven't had a chance to really gather my thoughts on that one. All the expectations, qualified 3rd. And out of this race and getting some hugs from the crew down there. Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV, the first round of the 2020 5150 Junior Late Model Series. A tremendous start for the driver who won the season finale, trying to win the opener of 2020. It's the 87 of Bakersfield, Seth Wise. He'll pick the inside on Arizona's number 27 of Bradley Erickson, Oregon's Jaden Walbridge, California's 04 of Cade Brown. That's your top 4. We're back underway here at Madera.
Yes, the fast 4 lead him to the green. Seth Wise looking for back-to-back wins, 2019 and 2020. I tell you what, keep an eye on that 07 of Walbridge. Walbridge starts to step up the pace, wants to get to the inside of Erickson. Like I said, when we get down to with 10 to go, I think you're going to see the intensity really heating up.
Whoa,
this is a great
trouble in
battle.
turn 2. It's Cassidy Hines. Spins to the infield. And it looks like she may have mixed it up with one of the McClenny cars. Those are identically prepared cars. Hines is showing her sponsors off to our MAV TV cameras, but not in the way that she would have liked. We're going to have to get that Nate Clower Motorsports Chevrolet turned around the right way for the Colorado driver with a caution here on lap 51 on MAV TV. Well, we didn't quite see that one, and we don't really have we do have a camera on the 71 of Jake Bowman here on our MAV TV coverage. So I bet Bowman had a good view of that. Bowman has rejoined the fray, and in fact, he's going to restart either 8th or 9th as a result of this incident. We'll see if anyone gets penalized, but we know Hines will go to the back. So Bowman is starting to make a little comeback after a couple incidents. He's gone to the back twice in this one, Andy.
Yeah, Bowman, tough break for him. Into the wall at some stage today and going to the back earlier in the race.
I think our Nut Up Biggest Mover Award doesn't really count if you go to the back twice.
No.
So we'll keep an eye on who's going to win that
Actually,
Biggest
in fact,
Mover
it looks
Award.
like the McClenny car is going to the back. The 07.
I kind of expected that. So I think
the 07
Cale McClenny
is
involved.
dropping to the back. So Kate McClenny?
That's Cale McClenny.
Cale McClenny, the least experienced in late models of the two McClenny kids.
Yep, and he'll start all the way at the longest line. We still have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12,
Double
14 cars.
They're telling us from race control 2 laps before this race resumes.
Trying to take a look at who might win that Nut Up Biggest Mover Award. And, everybody has had kind of an up and down race. A couple of the movers have then kind of shook their way back in the order. So
maybe the 05 at this stage, Stephen, and the McClenny car could possibly be the car that...
Yeah, Cade McClenny started 12th, and he will restart 7th. So he has moved up 5 positions. So that's one of our largest movers in the race.
Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV. They have got the cars lined up with Seth Wise. No real surprise what position he has chose for this restart, and that's the inside. He's been doing it well. Raced hard in that last part of segment 1 to get that inside position, Steve Blakesy. That is very, very important.
Well, the only surprise has been the 07 of Jaden Walbridge has failed to get around Bradley Erickson. I wonder how many times he's going to fail before he finds a way. Here with 19 to go, it'll be 18 to go at the line, and Walbridge once again nosing to the inside of Erickson.
Yeah, this might be game over for Erickson here because Walbridge run on that low line, and if they keep mixing it up here, that's going to allow Wise to pull away, depending if we get any more restarts in this event. But Wise looking very, very comfortable up front. Like I said, he won the last race. That great race with Joey East in 2019, the final race of that of the series for the year. And that was a great win by Seth Wise.
Well, Bradley Erickson fought off Jaden Walbridge again. So it'll be Wise, Erickson, Walbridge, Cole Brown, and Brody Armtrout. And Cade McClenny has gone 12th to 6th as our Nut Up Biggest Mover of the race so far. And the 71 of Jake Bowman right behind him in 7th. Also another driver that started pretty deep in the order, the 48 of Cody Kimmelly. In fact, he started 10th, but not quite where he expected to be. He's up to 8th. So a little bit of moves there.
I believe that's a new car for Cade McClenny, so he really hasn't had a lot of laps in this car this year. I think last night may have been the first laps of the year at practice in this car. So